put my phone on Do Not Disturb. This is Steel City Live. This is Mike Drop Sports. I put my phone on Do Not Disturb so we can get this thing rolling, get kicked off here a little earlier as I'm just settling in here to the studio. Getting things rolling. What's up, everybody, and welcome back. I appreciate you with the big signing of Patrick Queen. Everybody is so pumped up, man. We'll get through some of these comments. What's up, Justin? What's up, Skylar? Robert Rowe, G Stacks, Nathaniel Sampson. I'm an Eagles fan. We got no beef or no? We ain't got no beef, Nathaniel. We welcome everybody here. We talk all types of football, bro. So you are welcome to join us anytime you like. We definitely talk all things football here. And welcome back, everybody. Justin, what's up? I see you in there. Good to see you live. Thanks, man. G-Stacks got a stud of a ball backer from our rival. Absolutely, guys. The Pittsburgh Steelers call checkmate and take your queen, man. So that's pretty cool. And I enjoy the signing today, man. It was really big news, especially when everybody thought the Pittsburgh Steelers were kind of sitting idle, kind of not using some of that cap space. And then boom. And remember what I said yesterday, be patient. You're going to continue to see things develop. And there was something that I thought was going to happen because Omar Khan was being a little bit quiet here in free agency, and then bam. But he did get Russell Wilson. He did get a punter, and punter was a big need. And then you go out and ink Patrick Peterson to a $41 million 3-year deal for a guy that's 24 years old, a stud that's fast, that's a ball hawk, that goes after the football, attacks the football. That's what you're looking for at the inside linebacker position. A guy that holds no prisoners, man, and goes after it. And it's a really big thing for the Pittsburgh Steelers. What's up, JD? What's up, Roberta? What's up, George? Yeah, I love this signing, guys, man. I really, really do. And if you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, you have to be excited because instantly improves this defense to a different level. He really, really does. You're getting now that second layer of the defense looking really, really good. Landon Roberts played well last year. Now you couple him up with Patrick Queen, you're instantly better there. We feel bad for guys like Cole Holcomb, Quan Alexander. But they got injured. Cole, this is his second year in a row with that injury, a season-ending injury. Then Quan, this is his second time, I believe, having the Achilles. Good ball players were really playing well, but the injury bug bit them, guys. And now, hopefully, we have that guy for the next several years. They're paying big money, but it's worth the money, I'm telling you. Let's keep going. What's up, Miss Pittsburgh? Steeler Nation, let's rise, man, for sure. This is big news. Justin Meneke, I'm very excited for this upcoming season as a Steelers fan, and you should be, Justin, because the Pittsburgh Steelers had a plan, and we may not have understood that plan from the get-go. And bringing Russell Wilson in wasn't a bad move. They kept what down? The money down. And that is giving them the ability to do these things, signing guys like Patrick Queen. When you don't have the cash flow and you can't do it and your quarterback broke, that's what happens. And they saw an opportunity with Russell Wilson, a guy that is a veteran, that is going to allow them right now to keep that quarterback room cheap. And that's exactly what this is. These are the effects of that. This is what Khan had in store whenever he started to build this 2024 season. Right now, this is it. Right here, where you're saving money, gaining other players in pivotal areas, and really boosting this roster in a big, big way. Miss Pittsburgh's excited, can't wait. Roberta, it would be great if the Steelers can finally feel the whole shades of year left. Yeah, absolutely. We are winning the postseason. Yes, Robert, we are winning the postseason, and I got to say, we need to enjoy this. We've dealt with some rough years here, guys, but we need to start enjoying this Omar Khan preseason love that he spreads around, man. He gets us excited here 2 years in a row, doing good things in my eyes. We need to enjoy it. We've had some rough goes here without some playoff wins, and yeah, let's enjoy it. Let's take it off, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. The Steelers aren't prime Super Bowl contenders yet, but this does make the team a lot better, especially at the second level of the defense, where you really need to have some strong players. Nathaniel, I came in at the end of yesterday's show. What were your thoughts about Russell Wilson signing with the Steelers? I didn't like it because of the age of Russell. But now that the pieces are starting to fall in place, Nathaniel, day by day, it starts to become a little bit more clear on what Omar Khan is trying to do here. And It's exactly what a good general manager needs to do. And you're an Eagles fan. You saw guys like Andy Weidel come from your organization. You saw what they've been able to do. And that's what the Steelers are doing. Building an organization, mixing veterans with young players. And that's the only way to get this done. So I'm happy with the plan. It's just sometimes it takes a little bit of time to see what that plan may be and how it starts to unfold and how everything starts to fall into place. Are there still several holes that need filled? Yes. But Russell Wilson, being a veteran, being a guy that has done it before, might be the guy, might be the answer. What the Pittsburgh Steelers are looking for. Play super good defense and let Russ average, that 24 points a game or something like that. Russ could get that done, especially with the weapons inside of that Arthur Smith offense. I think it could work. Joshua Shields for sure. Love the Patrick Queen signing. Everybody's loving it, man. I'm happy that everybody in the fan base is excited, especially after that Buffalo loss. The way the season had turned out, the quarterback controversy, things are starting to fall into place, and it's good to be a Steeler fan today because you're starting to see or feel a little bit better about the way things are going, about the direction. And I think everybody was getting a little worried about Omar, but this is part of the plan, and you can start to see the plan fall into place, and it looks pretty good. Justin says he's loving this free agency so far for the Steelers with the signings we've done so far. Yeah, they've made some quality moves. Russell Wilson isn't a scrub, and I'm not going to say that he is. He's just older, and you know my thoughts. Everybody that loyally listens to this show, you know my thoughts on that. I don't like to get old at positions, but whenever the plan is the way it is, way Omar has set things up, utilizing Russell Wilson's salary in order to gain quality players at other positions, you really can't, get pissed at that. It's not, it starts to become clear, All right, guys, I messed up my computer there a little bit. But I want to read and get into some things about what you think we signed Curl or Poyer. I'm not sure where this goes, man. I think there's going to be a couple more good signings here. The Steelers now sit, guys, before we move forward, they're about $17 million under the cap with the Patrick Queen signing. Also, you're still looking at maybe bringing back a guy like a Patrick Peterson, on the cheap. Players like that, even players that have been released or whatever, you could still bring them back on cheap deals or something like that. We'll see. But there's several avenues that this team could travel now. And like I keep saying, there's no door that's shut because Omar Khan is opening things wide open, man. He's giving you several avenues to travel and making decisions a little bit easier, making going into the draft a little bit easier, trying to fill some of these major needs. Now, if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, you're looking at center, you're looking at right tackle, cornerback, maybe a safety option, maybe the wide receiver option. There are definite things that they can do. You need to get a third quarterback in there. How does that go? There's several ways this could work out. I want to talk about what some of the Ravens players are now saying about Patrick Queen. Now that he goes to a division rival with the Pittsburgh Steelers, a team that is hated by the Baltimore Ravens, one of the best rivalries in all of sport, and Lamar Jackson specifically, and I quote, on X, he says, at Patrick Queen, you're dead to us, Queen. Good luck, you're dead to me. I'm sure they're still tight. I'm sure they're still boys. But, man, you just see what this rivalry means. You see what switching teams means, especially within the division. Here comes one from Marlon Humphreys. This actually hurts me. And that was on a tweet with the signing of, or from an Adam Schefter tweet that announces the signing of Patrick Queen. He definitely says, hey, we're going to miss this guy. That is going to be a big hole inside of that Baltimore defense. And it only benefits what? A division rival, a team that went 5-1 within the division last year. And the Baltimore Ravens haven't been able to figure out. And you're just adding more weapons to the Pittsburgh Steelers arsenal to continue that dominance over a team like the Ravens. And they know what type of player they had in Patrick Queen, guys. They know exactly what player they had. Let's keep going. What's up, Beer Malls? Roberta, just think the Steelers beat the Ravens with Queen on their team, and now he is in the Steelers and going to be better yet. Absolutely. That's what I mean. They are building this roster up in a way that I really, really am starting to like. Now, last year, I know people were excited because of the preseason record, the way that the offense was really trucking along, the amount of money they had spent on defense, really looking like they had a winner. Now, was I totally convinced then? No. I knew that Kenny Pickett still had some growth. They were playing preseason offenses or defenses. So, there was still a little bit of, I was being a skeptic. But when you add a piece like Patrick Queen, guys, this defense gets instantly better. And I'm very excited about it because he is a good, fast, ball hawking type player. He goes side to side. Watch his highlights. The guy, I mean, just watch when he played the Steelers. I mean, he just goes after guys. He'll dive at your legs. He'll do anything necessary to bring you down. He'll hit you. He'll pop you in the mouth. And he's been quoted as saying, like, we play a brand of football, at least in Baltimore. He was like, we are playing a style of defense people don't want to play, a brand of football people don't want to play anymore. And that's what we're looking for when you're asking for a Pittsburgh Steeler linebacker. You're asking for a guy that wants to play that brand of football that people don't want to play anymore. You want to intimidate your people, you want to make shit rough on these offenses. I wouldn't mind that Justin Simmons from Denver at that safety slot. I wouldn't either, Beer Malls. A lot of people really are thinking that it could happen. Guys, the Steelers haven't even restructured anybody yet, I don't believe. I don't see any of the restructures on overthecap.com. Now, I could be wrong. So that means the Steelers are still going to be able to open up quite a bit of cap space here, I believe. Yes, they'll have to keep some for their rookie contracts from the 2024 draft. We get that. The Steelers usually typically like to keep a little bit of a buffer in case there's injury to be able to sign another player during the season. But Omar Khan is committed to building this roster, and he's spending some money. And that is something maybe that the Steelers haven't done in the past. They go cheap a lot. But Omar Khan will go cheap on a contract and then rebound with something like this, a Patrick Queen signing, a guy that they're paying some money to. However, they're saving in other areas and bringing up the others. They're raising the money. Miss Pittsburgh, oh, you got the terrible towels up there. I like that. Crock of beef, Khan is killing it. Colbert taught him well. Yeah, Colbert might have taught him well, but Omar definitely did watch the Kevin Colbert era and definitely sat from his seat of the capology type guy and really paid attention, and his skill level is super high now. He was a guy that sat for many years watching and learning and listening, keeping his ears open, and it's definitely paying big dividends for him and the Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, guys, if you're just joining us, make sure you hit the shit out of that like button. This is Steel City Live, only on Mike Drop Sports. I'm your host, Jason, and we truly appreciate you guys stopping through. It's a big day for your Pittsburgh Steelers as they sign Patrick Queen in free agency. Things are, getting moving inside of the NFL, man. It's a good time to be an NFL fan. But the Pittsburgh Steelers looked at, hey, the Baltimore Ravens went out and they signed Derrick Henry, a big stud runner that we have had, difficulty containing, but we've contained him throughout the years. But he's a hammer, man. He comes down, he wears your defense down. What do? You go and get big Patrick Queen ready to make some moves, a guy that's a real ball player, man, to counteract that. So when you see the other teams within your division making moves, you make moves that are better. You make moves that mean more. That's how you become a winner. That's how you build a winner. I still am worried about the quarterback spot. I think Russell Wilson could be serviceable, and I see what Omar's plan is here, guys. I'm sorry if I'm not getting to all your comments. We were just talking here. Let me make sure, see some folks in here. CL, what's up? All right. All right, guys, I'm going to get to the bottom here. Sorry, this chat sometimes, that's why I look on here a lot, but when I'm reading other news and just seeing it kind of messes it up. We'll start with JD's. Free agent linebackers James Farrior, Kevin Green, and now Patrick Queen. Great moves, yes. That continues the great moves within free agency at linebacker that they've had over the years. They just haven't had one in a long time since James Farrior. Really. That was the last real good one. I like Landon Roberts, though, guys. We can't discount Landon Roberts in the way he played football last year for your Steelers. He really played good ball, playing injured, playing tough, held that inside linebacker room together even when it was just decimated by injury, guys coming off the couch, and you had a Landon Roberts as a steady force inside of that room and really held it together. And now you put him with a guy of Patrick Queen's caliber, you're going to get some good results. I really, really do. Nathan George was he was horrible. As an Eagles fan, I would know. Oh, you're talking about the punter, maybe? I'm not sure. You got it. Okay, sorry. I'm going to go here down to Skyler. Hey, Jason, what other moves do you think we make? I think they try to pursue one of these receivers, or I think they try to figure out the center spot with one of those guys. I'm not sure who all is still remaining. I haven't looked before the show, but I think maybe they try to get that veteran presence inside of that with the center. Even maybe a right tackle or something may be an option. I'm not sure, but I still think they make a couple moves here, and they're going to have to be at some pivotal spots. I like the safety option. I'm really hoping that they go after the Denver guy, Simmons. I think that would be cool. They have some money available still. There's still holes to fill. I really like any of those moves. Anything that would fill one of those needs. And that's what you need to do in free agency. It's really simple. Fill needs, man. Fill needs with as many special players as you can. Stack as many quality athletes on this roster as you can. That's the name of this game, guys. That's the name of this game. Thomas Warrington, get move on Queen. Good move on Queen. Yeah, no doubt, Thomas. Yeah, the punter. Okay, yeah, that's who I thought you guys were talking about. Tyler Boyd coming home. Guys, I've been preaching the Tyler Boyd thing all year. And the more I look at it, the more I think it could be a possibility. And even if you keep Deontay Johnson, Tyler Boyd would fill that slot receiver role in a excellent way, man, and really give Russell Wilson several weapons to utilize at the wide receiver spot. You put a guy like Tyler Boyd with George Pickens, Deontay Johnson, Calvin Austin III. That is a 4 players that could really do some good things. You have a super speedster in Calvin Austin. You have an excellent route runner in Deontay Johnson. You have a freak of nature in George Pickens, a phenomenal athlete. And then you add a quality, savvy veteran at the slot receiver spot that has had tons of success and is a hometown guy in Tyler Boyd. I think it would really work. And if you're the Steelers, I hope you hear me right now. Tyler Boyd would be an excellent addition to that locker room, and I don't think you're going to have to break the bank to bring him in. I think it would be a good move. I really, really do. Jay says, I think trade Johnson for a third. That could be a possibility. I don't think it'd be much higher than a third, though. I think a third could definitely happen for DJ. But if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, guys, here's my question to you. Why would you trade away some of the weapons that you are going to desperately need for Russell Wilson to be successful, or Kenny Pickett? But we can almost guarantee it'll be Russell Wilson. But I'm just saying, why trade away some of those weapons? And I know the cap number, the money thing, but kind of wait. Drag your feet through a free agency a little bit. Make the trade if you have to right ahead of the draft to get those picks, because you don't want to get rid of a weapon if you don't have a replacement already in mind or in the building then. Let's keep going here. Looking at the numbers, Johnston was actually better than Townsend, is what Skyler was saying. I like the Johnston signing. I think he really played well for the Texans. I haven't really looked into the Philadelphia thing. Nathaniel said that he wasn't that great in Philadelphia. But I don't know. I haven't looked there. I'd take Nathaniel if he had watched him a good bit. I would probably take his word on some of that. But I haven't dove into it, Skyler. So I think he played well for the Texans. I thought he was consistent, and that's what the Steelers really need is consistency. You can break some of the bad habits, like, hey, don't punt it at this dude, those types of things. Kick it out of bounds, man. You can break some of those habits, hopefully, if that's the case. But I got to dive a little deeper into him. They spent $9 million for 3 years on the punter, which I think was a needed move. I mean, we had none on the roster. But I still think they bring in like a Brad Wing, a guy like that to still come in as some insurance, I think that could happen. Roberta says, still laugh when the sport heads keep saying now that the Steelers will be able to contend in the North. The Steelers even last year did great in the division. Other games were the issue. Yeah, they were 5-1 within the division last year, guys. Let's not forget about that. And the Pittsburgh Steelers have improved at some spots here. I think Russell Wilson is an improvement. He's just older, and I always look at things long-term success. That's just the way I'm wired, is long-term effects, when things are happening. And I'm not in for the right now type shit, when I'm building football teams or looking at sports teams. I'm not into that way of thinking, but Omar Khan may have found a good recipe here with quality veterans and nice young players that they got to pay a little bit of money for, and he's mixing it up well, and he's figuring where he can, short the money a little bit to gain some other resources, and I like that. He's being very, very resourceful in what he's doing, and he's not wasting money, value, picks. He's not wasting resources for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that is really, really cool. Not to see guys just go out there and try to pull off these dumbass moves. You see a lot of these moves, guys. You got teams like Atlanta paying $100 million to guys like Kirk Cousins. You see the Saquon Barkley contract. You see all these big names that moved, yes, but they didn't get good deals. You see Omar Khan getting good deals. I don't think the Patrick Queen deal's bad. I think it's a good one. I heard that he was demanding a lot more money than that. So we'll see. I heard it was 4 years, $60 million is what he was looking for, over $60 million. And you get the Steelers at 3 years, or $41 million. So Omar does it again, man. Don't talk shit on the con artist, man. That's what I say. Have faith in Omar. Omar knows what he's doing, guys, and he's proving it time and time again here. Robert Road, what's up, man? We will have to really watch the situation in Cincy as Higgins is asking for a trade. Will the Bengals now try to re-sign Boyd? I sure hope he comes home. I hope he comes home too. But with Higgins out of the picture, Boyd would be a possibility for a return because he has chemistry with Joe Burrow. But you want to see a guy like Boyd maybe get signed a little bit earlier here in free agency. And if the Pittsburgh Steelers are smart, and which I think Omar Khan really, really is, I think they would start opening those lines of negotiation now if they are interested and really try to figure out a price that would work best for the Pittsburgh Steelers and Tyler Boyd. Here's another concern I have, though. When players come back home to their home city, especially a guy like Boyd who grew up right there near Pittsburgh and Clairton, is being home too much of a distraction? I often wonder that. I don't think it would be for Tyler because he's played in Cincinnati, which isn't too far from Pittsburgh either. So he's been kind of in that home environment still. So we'll see. JD, Tyler Boyd, if all the teams in the North don't hate us already, that would be awesome. Absolutely, man. If you want to discount some of your players and get rid of them, the Pittsburgh Steelers might welcome them with open arms. Listen to Joe Vlogs, guys. Smack the shit out of the like button. We are here on the show Steel City Live. I'm your host, Jason. The channel is Mike Drop Sports, so hit that subscribe button for us and join us daily as we talk football from all over the place. We'll talk it from wherever. We're just a community of football-loving people, so join us. Don't forget, you can become a member, grab some cool emojis and shit like that. We got a little raffle going on, all that fun stuff. So keep joining us. G-Stacks, I'm sorry I'm not trading away a prestige route runner. That's where a lot of people were really getting hung up on it, G-Stacks. You don't want to trade away his route running ability. But then you look at, are you going to get the value back out of him this year? Or, his cap hit was probably, 15 to $18 million, I believe, somewhere around there. Are you going to get that value out of him, or should you now try to trade him off and get something in return before you let him walk because you don't plan on re-signing him after this season in the last year of his deal? That could be a question, CL says, we need a solid safety so Minka can ball hawk. I think you're exactly right. Minka needs to do Minka-type things again. Minka needs to be able to be loose back there and have a guy that he can rely on. I thought KZ was reliable. I just didn't think they played together long enough maybe to develop that chemistry needed. I'm not sure. Minka was banged up a lot this season, so we would have to see maybe. But we definitely need a upgrade there to play with Minka. Guys, Terrell Edmonds, once he was gone, I don't think he was that bad. I don't think his time in Pittsburgh was that bad. I really, really don't. Yes, he had his moments that weren't great, but I really don't think Terrell Edmonds was bad inside of a Pittsburgh Steelers uniform. Roberta, the thing Kurt has done is get people to pay him. Kurt is good in regular season, not so. Yeah, he has one postseason win for a couple $100 million worth of guarantees in Minnesota, guys. It's just the way it is. It's the numbers. And Kurt is an excellent contract negotiator, and he don't play games. He cashes in. Robert Rowe, Boyd had no issues with distracting playing at Pitt. No, he didn't. I just posed that question, Robert, for sure. I wanted to ask that to you guys and see what you thought. He didn't have that, though. He played well. He was consistent and did his job. What's up, Claude? What's up, man? Trading DJ would be absolutely stupid. Some may think that, and I'm not on board with taking away any type of weapons right now. I think you're building the roster the way you are. I don't want to subtract unless you have a quality addition in place that you're going to be bringing in. Somebody that's special. You don't want to just get rid of somebody that's an excellent route runner that could do big things with Russell Wilson down the field, especially ad-lib type plays. I think that Deontay could be special in that way when plays break down, getting open, working his way back across the field to help Russell out. I think that could be, when we saw that with kind of like Big Ben back in the day, where he would play a little bit of backyard football. I think you have speedsters like Deontay, good route runners that could get separation. They matter in those moments, Mark Malone, Clank Johnson has averaged 750 yards and 2.5 touchdowns over the past 2 seasons. Replaceable? His numbers have been pedestrian. Absolutely, Mark. Absolutely. His drops aren't as bad as some think. They really aren't. The numbers will show that. The drops aren't as bad as some think. He just dropped it in big moments. He did stupid things in big moments. In moments that were highly noticed, running backwards, dumb shit like that. And yes, and I agree, Mark, he's had some bad moments and the production hasn't been there. Some blame that on the system. Some blame that on the quarterback play. Maybe the Steelers want to see how he does with better quarterback play. I don't know. I don't know exactly what their thought process on Deontay is. I'm kind of puzzled with it, guys, really. I'm riding the fence with what they should do. I really just don't know. I really don't. That's a tough one. Claude, what's up, George? Skylar Cannon, we should sign Boyd right out from underneath them like the Queen signing. Absolutely. Boyd is a quality, guys. I've been saying it since last year. If you watch the content, you know I've been a big Boyd advocator, man. Skylar Cannon, the production can be replaced. The consistency of getting open is very hard to replace. The production can be replaced. It wasn't very much. But that route running ability is very, very tough to replace. That ability to get separation. And having a quality quarterback might change that. You saw Deontay do better when Mason was in there. Mason was playing like an NFL quarterback, and that meant something. And you saw the difference in Deontay Johnson. You saw the difference in the attitude of that wide receiver room, guys. And that's big. When they have a quarterback that's able to deliver the football to them and allow them to make plays, allow them to do what they've been brought in to do, and allow them to shine, they are definitely on board and they're not causing problems. They're rolling with it, man. And you can see how it rubs off on them. I would trade D Johnson for the right price, Joe. Yeah, I would trade anybody for the right price, Joe. You get a king's ransom. That's I'm down. I'm down for it. CL, we're gonna see more Mount Washington this year. He was definitely grossly underutilized last year. I thought that he could have utilized him a lot more. He has excellent pass catching ability in my eyes. I think that he could be a definite danger in the passing game. I think he could have been a definite big-time threat inside of the red zone, especially from the 10-yard line in. I think he would have been a special talent if utilized correctly, but the Pittsburgh Steelers didn't get many opportunities down there, down deep. So, we'll see. I hope that he could be used a lot more because I think he definitely could be a special talent with his size, speed, agility, his hands. I think he has the tools to be special in the NFL. G-Stacks, how many different QBs DJ has played with, though? Yeah, he's played with Devlin Duck Hodges, Mason Rudolph, Ben Roethlisberger, Kenny Pickett, Mitchell Trubisky. That's 5, guys. That's different. That's a lot. That is a big change, and we got to give credit to DJ there because that is a big-time issue. I didn't appreciate some of the things that he did. Not blocking in Cincinnati. That was an unexcusable event, and he should have just not tried to make excuses for it and just said, yeah, I screwed up, man. Enough of, I admit it. It is what it is. Also, celebrating that touchdown against the Patriots, I thought was kind of stupid. Things like that. But DJ, he has some ability, and you're definitely getting rid of a weapon, and you got to have somebody in place to replace him, man. D. Johnson doesn't block that well, and he is more of a finesse wide receiver. Yeah, but you need that mix too, guys. You need a finesse guy. You need a rough and tumble guy. You need a guy that's going to go across the middle and not be afraid to get his clock cleaned. You need that good mix. You do need that good mix, and each one of them come in big in pivotal situations if you utilize them correctly and write the script correctly. And I think Arthur Smith is going to be able to do that. I really do. He's going to have a lot of weapons here, it seems like, and he's going to have a good offense, especially if they can repair this offensive line. I think they will anyway. I'm going to get another drink. CL, trading DJ when you get draft capital and his money off the books. But it has to be the right thing, you know? You have to get the right compensation. And that's why I see, this is another thing, guys. Let me bring this up. And I've been seeing this a lot lately. And I'll get back to the comments here in a second. This trade Kenny thing. I know you've heard other big name media people say if they were Kenny, they'd be trying to get out. Let's be frank about this in terms of like the financial ramifications, the draft capital, all that type of shit. The value, the real value. You spent a 20 overall pick on him, the 20th overall pick. Where are you ever going to get that type of return for him? And you still control him now in the way to where he's still cheap and he could be a backup quarterback and you could still not be giving up on your quality investment. You know what I mean? You spent a quality draft pick on him. So where are you going to get that return for investment? I don't understand that. I seen somebody say in a show earlier today that I was watching, one of the shows that I do watch. There's like two of them that I watch, and I seen one. A guy said, trade Kenny now for a first round pick or something like that, or second round. Nobody's going to give you a first, second, third, or fourth round pick for Kenny Pickett. I'm sorry. There is no way his value is that high. Absolutely not. He was historically bad, like one of the worst quarterbacks statistically of all time, you know, like that type of bad, you know. I don't know. I just don't see the value, guys. Let's see. Stephen Carpenter. The Queen signing opens up the second, third round because I think that's where they are going to grab an inside linebacker. That's where I think that does open up some things, man. And when you fill these holes, you're opening yourself up to more lanes now inside of the draft. And that helps, guys, because you're not picking and grabbing and reaching at players now. You can actually make sure you're getting the best player available and stack quality athletes. That's what you're looking for, man. That is the key. Position, yes, you got to fill your holes. I understand that. But getting best player available, in my eyes, is the most important. And I'm not saying you don't fill holes in the meantime. You got to fill the holes as best you can. But, man, if there is a quality athlete still on that board that is the best player available at that position or the best player available still in the draft on the board at the time you pick, you got to take them. And worry about the other shit later, is my opinion. The more quality athletes you have, the better off you are. I don't care where they play. And just hope that they play at a quality position of need for you. That's really what you're hoping for. George, I did like the DJ punch Mitch, if that was true. Yeah, man, I hope that was true, actually. No, I don't hope it was true. Mitch didn't seem like a bad dude. He just couldn't play football. JD, Atlanta paid $180 million for a 35-year-old, and we paid $1.2 million for, no doubt. You paid 35 for a 35-year-old. We paid 1.2, and Kirk Cousins is coming off a torn Achilles, guys. That's another thing, and he's still got $180 million with $100 million fully guaranteed. Skylar Cannon. What's KP going to do with the stats he has? Asked for a trade. Who wanted KP other than us? Oh, yeah, at least 20 other teams passed on him, 8 of them needing quarterbacks. Exactly, man. I couldn't see it. What's up, Legend? How are you, my friend? Robert Road, they have 2 years before he would cost $20+ million for the 5th-year option. He will not see that 5th-year option unless something crazy happens. Absolutely. The only way that Kenny Pickett is going to be able to rewrite this story in the city of Pittsburgh for himself is by some freak way that Russell Wilson gets an injury And Kenny comes in and he shines and he doesn't never let it go. That's the only way this story changes, at least right now in the immediate future, guys. That's the only way this changes for Kenny Pickett. Claude Bishop. Kenny needs to sit back and learn because QBs better than him have, you got to learn, guys. And if you are a guy that isn't receptive to constructive criticism, you're not receptive to opening your eyes and learning from people that do their job better than you, you're an ass. Open your eyes. Let people teach you. Take value in what other people are showing you. Don't just throw that out the window and act like you know everything. The minute you do that, your career is going to go downhill and people are going to think you're a douchebag. Work with people. Learn from people. Don't be an asshole, man. That's the thing. And that is big in professional sports. Ego. Ego is so big. Let your ego at the door, man. Care about the team. Care about learning. Get better at your position, man. Really put in the effort. Because when you do that, the things that you want, that like the material things that you want, the money, the cars, the houses, that comes. That comes when you do good at your job. So be open-minded. And I thought Kenny fouled up last year when he said he didn't learn nothing from Mason. I thought that was a dumbass comment, and that was one of the very few dumbass comments I thought Kenny made, because I think he's a pretty good dude. He looks and seems like a decent guy, a guy that carries himself well, confident, doesn't act like an asshole all the time. But when he made that comment, he looked really small, really simple-minded, and I didn't like that. The correct answer would have been, I enjoy watching Mason play right now. He's having great success. I'm really learning a lot from the way he's playing football, and I plan on translating that into my game in the future. That would have been better. Or I'm really proud of Mason on what he's doing and the success he's having, and I can only cheer for him as his teammate, and I hope he continues to succeed. Even if it's not true, just say it. Don't make yourself look like a super douche, man. I'm excited about Pat Queen, Pittsburgh Reels. We are too, buddy. Yeah, welcome, Pittsburgh Reels. Claude Bishop, Kenny needs to relax and study defenses. You have to be able to read defenses, man. And his inability to not read defenses is stellar. He's bad at it. His happy feet got to go away. We're going to see that this year at camp. But again, guys, we've talked about it here on the channel. How is Kenny Pickett going to improve unless he is in the game? How are you going to see that improvement? Mason did. He improved and he didn't play, and he came out and he played a lot better. But you're not going to be able to simulate the pass rush and things of that nature because you can't get hit at training camp and shit like that. He's going to have to take as many preseason reps as he can. And being the number 2, you're going to get a lot of them. You know, you're going to get a lot of preseason reps and utilize those reps. Learn the defenses. Learn to make the calls. Learn to be a pro's pro, man. Taco Cat backwards. I am subbed. Good, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. There you go. I shouted you out. Gabriel. There you go. I got you. Skyler. KPS small hands, no arm, and can't be. Yeah, the small hands and the lack of arm talent really. They put a real hindrance on the whole thing. His arm talent isn't elite, guys. He doesn't fit it into small spaces like he should. He doesn't anticipate throwing guys open like he should. And that happens when you don't have the arm talent and the trust in your arm to get the ball to where it needs to be. I'm a firm believer in that. We can make all the excuses in the world for Kenny, but he simply just doesn't do it. So, I mean, it is what it is. He should have learned pocket presence watching Mason. Mason learned it because Mason had happy feet when he was in earlier in his career. Was it as bad as Kenny's? No, but he did have it. And when you saw him here in the last 4 games, he looked very calm, cool, collected, stood in the pocket. And that is what you're looking for, man. There are very few quarterbacks that can survive with happy feet. Let's keep going. Also, he can't just stay in the pocket and deliver. He always is scrambling. Kenny bails on good pockets, man, consistently. And it hurts the offensive line. It makes the offensive line look a lot worse than they really were last year. When you saw good quarterback play, you saw the offensive line look a tad bit better. The only exception to that was Mason Cole. He continued to roll the ball back on the ground, continued to try to snap it over their heads or to the side, continued to miss blocks, continued just to play really, really bad. Mason Cole had a very bad year last year. He's a great guy, good for the media, excellent interview type dude. But he had a very bad year. I hope wherever he ends up next that he can rebound and gets back to being a better ball player. But man, he cost the Steelers some definite shit last year, man. They could have been a lot better without Mason Cole if they'd had somebody else, in my opinion. Yes, let's hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button for us. We're here on Steel City Live. I'm your host, Jason, as we move through our Tuesday show. Don't forget, tomorrow we'll be live at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sean will be joining us, and we had to increase the time because Sean is now 6 hours behind us here on the East Coast, and he has things to do too. So with family and things of that nature, and we love having Sean on. So we'll adjust our time and just go a little bit later tomorrow night. Pittsburgh Grills. Yeah, we read that one. Stephen Carpenter, let's hit the like button. Let's go. Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate it. All right. Tomcat, don't keep saying shout you out. I already did. Paul Ramirez, how was your day going? Good. How was your, man? Thank you. David, since it's only 1 year deal, I want Mason to stay. I really don't feel like watching Kenny. He can't throw. I just don't know if Mason does come back, guys. Do I think the possibility is still there? Yes, but if you're Mason Rudolph, you were relegating yourself to the third spot immediately. You were instantly buried back on the depth chart yet again. You're not going to get paid a big amount. You're not going to get that payday. And I think there's other teams interested in Mason. Maybe as a solid backup, but it'd be better than being a number 3. And it's going to be really hard for Mason to come back to the city of Pittsburgh after being slapped in the face so many times. Yeah, let me, if Taco, don't spam the chat, bro. Okay, I'll just remove you there. All right, let me get back to it. G. Willikers, it has been a minute, but I'm back. What's up, Blue Light Switch? Glad to have you back, man. I remember you. The Scholar, sorry, I don't know how to say all your name there. The Scholar. Russell is coming to town. Amen. Stephen Carpenter, it took Kenny 5 years to have one good season in the ACC and has been historically bad since being drafted. I don't know what else people want to see. I don't know either, man. I don't know what more. You've given the guy 25 games. He's not been able to get it together. He's had a few moments, but a few moments aren't enough in 25 games. You have to start to show some sort of consistency toward the end of that 2-year period, in my eyes, anyway. Yeah, Henry went to Baltimore, man. They paid him $16 million for 2 years. What do you guys think about the Derrick Henry deal to Baltimore? Do you think that was a good deal for the Baltimore Ravens? Same here, Steve. He's from Pittsburgh, so he'll get more chances than most should. Absolutely, and that's just the facts. Pittsburgh Grills, should Steelers trade Deontay still? Well, I don't know. We were talking about that a little bit earlier. That's something that's a little bit on the fence still, guys. I'm still just trying to digest it. I just don't know if it makes sense either way. Yeah, Mason will go somewhere and likely start for Mark Malone. He probably could. In my eyes, I think he's ready. I think he's put in the time, put in the work. I think he's ready for his chance. I just would like to see him get that chance. Like I said, guys, I really admire Mason Rudolph. I admire the man, Mason Rudolph. I admire his faith, his ability to be a team player, his ability to work hard. I like that about Mason. And I like the way his teammates rally behind him. And I think he deserves a real opportunity, guys. Daddy says, can you get a spoon? Oh, come on. Let me remove you. There we go. All right. Claude Bishop, very good deal if they use him right. Yeah, absolutely. No doubt. Fuzzy. Henry is about done. Glad the Steelers passed. Yeah, I think the Steelers' backfield's quite full. There isn't as many carries to go around, guys. I was joking yesterday about like Aaron Jones and things like that. But if we really look at this Pittsburgh Steelers backfield for the 2024 season, you got to just say that it's quite full right now. And adding anybody that would require any type of significant snaps to be happy would be probably a disaster. You have Najee Harris. You have Jaylen Warren. You have that backfield solidified right now for the 2024 season. And I think messing with it would be an absolute problem and a problem the Steelers don't want. All right, guys, make sure you're hitting that like button for us here on Steel City Live. I'm Jason. Let's keep on rolling with the show. We'll keep looking to see if there's any NFL news. I'll keep reading some comments. It is hard sometimes to read them all, so forgive me, guys, if I miss anything in the comments while I'm going here. Just want to look and see. Sometimes some Steeler news pops up as we go here. But grabbing Russell Wilson instead of Justin Fields could be a costly QB mistake for the Steelers. That's a headline right now. Get a life, dude. Why is everybody not trading for Justin Fields? There must be an issue. I just say that. I just don't know why. RJ, what's up? KJ Edits, what's up? Besides Lev Bell is training to be RB3. Yeah, he is. Bring Jerome Bettis. He's much better than Najee. I love the bus, man. David, Warren is such a dog. He has that mighty strength. Yeah, he's a little wrecking ball, man. I love the way Jaylen Warren plays. I hope he works on his ball handling ability a little bit, just holding it a little bit tighter. He kind of makes me nervous a little bit at times. The way he's spinning around there, bouncing around like a little pinball, man. I'd like to just see him hold on to that ball just a little bit tighter, work on something like that, work on more of his just straight burst. I like the when he does that, when he would hit the hole and just explode and go. I want to see more of that from Jaylen Warren, and I think he's going to truly grow in 2024, guys, and I think you're going to see a big year out of Najee and Jaylen next year. A-Channel, do you watch UFC? Yeah, I do. Some, not a ton. But I definitely enjoy it when I do get a chance to watch it. You got Happy Feet. Yes, Chicago won't get a third for Fields now. I just don't see his value. He turns the ball over a shit ton. He hasn't succeeded there. It's just, I don't know. Let him get a year somewhere cheap and let him succeed, and then maybe talk about, bringing him in and having to pay him that 50-year option for $22 million or $26 million, something like that. I don't know. I just couldn't get on board with that. Mason doesn't appear to have more than a third string chance with all the QB signings. Yeah, man, it's starting. QB signings go quick in free agency, guys. We see that. We all know that. And Mason is, his chances are running a little bit thin right now for his chance to have the ability to start somewhere. People are saying they won't even get a fourth. Claude said that for the Bears. Time to bring Boyd back to the Berg. Yeah, we were talking about that Pittsburgh Reels, and we think that would be an excellent decision for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I honestly think that it might be being talked about by Omar Khan. I'm sure that he recognizes Tyler Boyd's ability, and he's still got some years left in the NFL, and it would be a quality pickup. And they need a slot receiver badly. Who's my favorite fighter? I wouldn't say I have a favorite. I just enjoy watching people just beat the shit out of each other, man. Those guys are very talented. They're super good athletes. That's just what I enjoy. I wouldn't say that I have a favorite. I don't think I'm vested enough in that to say I have a favorite. I enjoy, though, all of them. I think every fight is really cool. I like Sugar Sean. O'Malley, that's my dude probably if I had to pick somebody to really get behind. He just is exciting. I like that. RJ, I picked Najee in the first round of fantasy football last year. Yeah, you got burned on that one. A lot of people looked at his yardage and was like, oh, man, it's a lot. That's through 17 games, It's just, it is what it is. It's like an average of 60 yards, 70 yards a game, maybe 60, something like that. It just wasn't huge. He had great games. He had really good games, and I thought he meant a lot to the team. And I like him better in a role with Jaylen Warren, him and Jaylen. I wouldn't like Najee by himself. I like him mixed with a guy like Jaylen, and I think that adds a lot of value to Najee himself, too, and I think Najee knows that. How about Jordan Whitehead? How about him? I don't think he's bad. I need an ESPN show. Yeah, call ESPN and tell them I'd love to have one. That'd be cool. A-Channel, I love the Browns. Welcome, man. We love everybody. We welcome y'all. Julian Blackman, maybe. That wouldn't be bad either. Guys, there's so many options. I keep saying that. You guys bring up such good points, and I got to commend you guys, too. Everybody that talks football, all that shit like I do, or whoever else that comes on the show, We definitely don't know it all. You guys know so much shit, man. You guys know so many players' names, ins, outs, everybody's stats, all this shit, man. You guys, you don't get enough credit, for knowing all this stuff. You guys bring up things all the time to me that I'm like, oh my God, like I never thought of that. Like, that's awesome. But definitely, you guys are awesome with that shit. You guys bring up so many good names, so many good options. It's really cool to just see and get all your insight. And that's exactly when I started this channel, was exactly to do that. Talk football with people that know more than me, that know what they're talking about, man. It's super cool. Raul, what do you think about the Garcia fight? Don't know. I don't know about... which one is that? I'm trying to think of who it is. Is that a UFC fight? I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not vested in it all. You have to bring it up and maybe say their first name too. I don't know them all. I talk so much football, I get kind of clouded. Joe Vlogs, Minnesota's the perfect landing spot for Mason. Yeah, he would probably have the best shot to start there. The Sugar Show. Yeah, I've seen that. That's awesome. Welcome to the Sugar Show. I like him. He's a true G, man. Najee faced 9-man fronts due to the lack of QB play. And that hurts him too, Claude. That hurts him, man. When you're facing people loading up the box because they know you can't push the ball down the field, i.e. Kenny Pickett can't push the damn football down the field. He's inaccurate down the field, refuses to do it. He's deathly afraid to make a turnover, deathly afraid to cause a mistake. It just doesn't work. And then it hurts the running game. It definitely does. And that was a problem, Claude. Stephen Carpenter, I hope we pick up Fuller and Curl. Sold Dog 17, McKinney to the Packers, a W or an L? I don't know. W, I guess. CL. Mason should hold out till a top QB gets hurt and Flacco. Yeah, and then you're sitting still. I think Mason's young enough still now. He wants to be in camp. He wants to be rolling. He don't want to take that break. He doesn't want to get out of the league. Once you get out of the rotation, man, it's very hard to find your way back in, and very few quarterbacks do. Very few. Especially with Mason that doesn't have, maybe the hugest name. It's hard to get back. Is Patrick Queen really good? I didn't really watch this year. Yeah, he's super good. Super fast, super aggressive to the football. Quality player at inside linebacker. Claude, Jason, as of now, who would you draft with the 20th overall pick? I want Jackson Powers Johnson so bad I can taste it. And if he's there, I'm grabbing him. I think they're QB or center needy teams ahead of us. But I like an Amarius Mims, those types of players. I like a quality right tackle. I wouldn't be opposed, though. If you can get the right cornerback, I wouldn't be opposed to that. And I wouldn't be opposed to this either, guys. A great, fantastic stud wide receiver. If one's there, go ahead, and then you can trade a guy like Deontay Johnson. There are, and I keep saying this, there are so many ways that Omar Khan can go, guys. He can't go wrong here. He cannot. There is no way he goes wrong in the first round because he has so many options that if he would make a pick at a certain position, especially the ones that I just named, people are going to go wild about it because it matters and it's going to be a quality pick and it's going to fill a need and it's going to make a difference for the 2024 team. I think so anyway. You know how the Steelers are, though, with some of these rookies. They hold them back a little bit. But every once in a while, you'll get one that can just come right out of the gate and start. So we'll see. I think center is a big, big need, though, guys. And I like Zach Frazier in round 2. But, man, if Jackson Powers Johnson's there, I'm going to get him. I'm taking him right then. I have to. Deontay to the Panthers. See you, Deontay. A good center would do wonders for Najee's stats. I think it would do amazing for that whole offensive line and really give it that anchor that it needs. Kayla Rosenbaum, Diana Johnson is getting, Deontay is getting traded to the Panthers right now. Is that the rumor? Or are you guys saying that just as hopes? Let's see. Reports Steelers trading. Oh, my Lord, guys. This is happening 2 minutes ago. So we're getting breaking news here on Mic Drop Sports, guys. Wide receiver Deontay Johnson to the Carolina Panthers for cornerback Deontay Jackson, guys. Breaking news here right now, and it just so happened to be right now as we're on Steel City Live. What's the chances? That's awesome. This is super cool. Deontay Johnson going to the Panthers. Let's see what the compensation is, guys. ESPN Adam Schefter reports it's a massive move by the team, one rumored and speculated for the last 2 weeks. In return, the Pittsburgh Steelers will receive cornerback Dante Jackson and a pick swap. Here's the actual trade thing from the Adam Schefter. The Steelers are sending wide receiver Deontay Johnson to the Carolina Panthers per source. A new weapon for Bryce Young. Johnson has a $3 million roster bonus due Friday that the Panthers will now pay. Gone, guys. Now this changes a lot of shit for your Pittsburgh Steelers. A Tyler Boyd signing is more important than ever. Bring in guys in that you can. Maybe you trade with a divisional opponent and get a guy like T. Higgins. I don't know. You find somebody somewhere. But I can almost say with certainty right now as we're talking that the Pittsburgh Steelers will draft a wide receiver this year in the 2024 draft. And it may be earlier than later. We'll see. But this is kind of crazy, guys, as the Pittsburgh Steelers make the trade that has been speculated for several weeks now. Cornerback Dante Jackson. Let's look up some of his stats here while we are on the show. Let me get that out there so we can get his statistics and what he has been about. I don't know. It appears to be. All right, here we go. Height 5'10", weight 180 pounds, 29.5-inch arms, 8 3/4 hand size, 5 years experience, out of LSU, age 28, hometown Marietta, Louisiana. Let's look at some of his stats. Let's see. Injuries first. Let's look at some of his injuries. Let's see that. That is always a big concern. It doesn't say here. I'm trying to get as much info on him as possible, guys, but this is kind of crazy as it's developing right now. Let's try to bring up that on the ESPN site. They usually have a little bit of information on him. Did he have a torn Achilles, guys? I wonder that. I thought I seen that. All right, guys. His 2023 season statistics, 49 solo tackles. That was tied for 131st in the league. And then my computer decides to refresh as I'm moving there. 1 forced fumble last year, 0 interceptions, and 5 pass defended. Yeah, those aren't staggering statistics. Let's see. Career, he has 302 total tackles, 248 solo, 54 assisted, 1 sack, 3 forced fumbles, 1 fumble recovery, 14 interceptions through 5 seasons. And, yeah, he seems okay. He seems serviceable. I don't know enough about him. I'm going to have to do some definite research about this guy. I'm trying to see about his injuries and shit. That's the biggest concern for me. Nope, guys, I can't find any. But it is what it is. So they're trading him. He was drafted in 2018, round 2, pick 55 by the Panthers. Yeah, Steelers country, let's weld. That's cool, Mr. Postman. Steven always does that. 24K, what's up, 24K? I'm feeling better, man. I'm feeling much, much better. But I still got some doctor's appointments to go to. Thank you. I appreciate that you like my beard, sir. Stephen Carpenter, I hate this move unless we got a good draft pick. Anybody know what the draft pick is? Let's see. The Steelers will get pick 178 while the Panthers will get pick 240. So the Steelers do gain draft position there. That's one good thing. The Steelers had pick 240, I believe, so they swapped for 178. So this tells me maybe another thing. The Pittsburgh Steelers are maybe going to, package some of these picks together to maybe trade up to go after a guy like Zach Frazier in the second round. Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys putting that in. Jackson's cap hit. Let's see, guys. Let's Let's go back here and try to figure this out. We do get out from underneath Deontay Johnson's $3 million roster bonus. That is going to help, guys. Cornerback Dante. All right, let's see what his cap hit is. Love to have the computer here, man. Sometimes it's a pain in the ass, but most of the time it helps out. All right, let's see. All right. Jackson is set to count for $15.7 million against the 2024 cap. He is due $4 million roster bonus on March 16th. So they were saying releasing the former LSU star will save Carolina $5.9 million on the cap, $10.5 million if there is a post-June 1 designation. This is getting crazy, guys. I'm having to do some more research here, guys, about this. It says here on Over the Cap, right now, salary cap for 2024, the $15 million. His contract full value is $35 million. His cap ratio, 0.68. His fully guaranteed money on his contract right now is $16.7 million. Yeah, guys. I don't know how much the Steelers are going to be spending some money on this, man. Yeah, G-Stacks, he's gone, man. Steelers got fleeced. What do you guys think about this? I haven't been able to read the chat. Man. My damn dog, dude. Making me sick as shit. Unbelievable. She does this every show, man. She didn't do it last show, but today... My God, I've been sitting here trying to eat my sucker, and I can't even do it because it's like she's gagging me. So what do you guys think of this, man? Breaking news here, live on Mike Drop Sports on the show Steel City Live with your boy Jason. We did get the chance to break some news to you guys. That was pretty cool. So we got 2 4th-round picks and 2 6th-round picks. Yeah, JD, now we do. 174. I agree, Dominic. I think this might have been a mistake, but you got to get another corner to couple with JPJ too. So they had that hole. I think the Steelers have a plan at wide receiver, or they wouldn't have traded Deontay Johnson, guys. Let's absolutely be sure, let's be honest with ourselves. Omar Khan is not just going to get rid of Deontay Johnson for no reason. They wanted to get something out of him now while they still could, because this was the last year on the deal, and they replaced his cap hit with what basically they're going to spend on this guy's cap hit at cornerback. It seems like a swap, basically, and they increased their draft stock or their draft capital by moving up out of pick 240 into 178. So this is it. This is what the plan is, guys, and they definitely know that they're getting a wide receiver somewhere. You're going to see that news breaking shortly, I'm sure, here in the next day or two, maybe even today. The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be aggressive going after a wide receiver. You just don't get rid of Deontay Johnson and not have a backup plan in place, guys. You just don't. That's just the way it goes. You wouldn't do that. You're trying to have weapons for a guy like Russell Wilson to succeed, and you're not going to want to get rid of guys like that for no reason. I'm going to do some research, JD. From what I see, he seems to be pretty good. I'm not sure just yet. I got to do a little bit more research on him. I'm not very sure. Scholar says, this is wow, just wow. This is not typical Steelers stuff, guys. You got to admit this. This is not typical Steelers stuff. Robert Road points out an excellent point here. Loaded wide receiver draft, guys. Yes, and what we just said a little bit ago, the Pittsburgh Steelers were probably going to grab one of these wide receivers. It was a deep draft, and this is probably going to just solidify that. The Pittsburgh Steelers are in the market for a wide receiver, and it could be earlier than we thought in the draft. They've been excellent at picking them, so we'll see how that goes. Nathaniel, I looked at the cornerbacks mock draft, and it says that the Rams will get Powers 1 pick ahead of the Steelers. Yes, they are a center-needy team. Their center currently is in free agency. Pittsburgh Reels, Luke McCaffrey. Yeah, I don't mind any McCaffreys, bro. They're quality athletes. DJ can't be replaced, not a problem. I hope, man. I hope, Sean. I hope so. I hope you're right. We the GOATs, I am sad. Stephen Carpenter would have rather had their cornerback J.C. Horn. Me too. Me too, Steven. Absolutely. We better get Xavier Worthy. That's from the Goats. Pittsburgh Grills, I would rather have Jeremy Chin. There's probably a lot of guys that we'd rather have for sure. No doubt about that. But this may work. Omar got a plan, man. Omar got a plan. Trust in Omar Khan, guys. Don't just trust in what he's doing. He's definitely been quality so far. So let's just let him continue to work this roster and build it into something special. And I think he is definitely on track for that. And guys, honestly, these Deontay headlines aren't even top of the board. It's still Russell Wilson top of the board. It's crazy. All right, guys, we're going to start winding the show down. We've been going for over an hour. I told you that that's what we're going to keep the shows about an hour, so we'll go for about 5 more minutes. But don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, like everything, man. That's important. There's ways to support us in the bio. I appreciate you guys always watching. We'll do a couple more comments here and start wrapping things up. Let's see. Give Andy Waddle a lot of credit too. Yeah, Andy Waddle's a monster, dude. He'll be a GM somewhere next year. You can stamp that, CO. Spy. Well, Patrick Queen is Steeler now, pretty damn young and by far pretty good. Absolutely. And it looks like they've moved on from Deontay Johnson. There's some definite big moves by the Pittsburgh Steelers, and this is un-Steeler-like. Let's just face that. This isn't normally how they do business. But Omar Khan is making moves, man, and revamping this roster. Claude, Pickens will definitely see a double team on every play. Yeah, now without Deontay, but go ahead and double him on every play. Even if you will guy out there like Calvin Austin III, he'll smoke everybody. He's so fast. I mean, they're going to replace him. They're not just going to let it go. I mean, they're going to bring some people in. But you can definitely assume that George Pickens will still receive a lot of double teams, which will benefit the other receivers. But you're definitely right, Claude. He will get double teamed a lot. Stephen Carpenter, DJ is pissed, I'm sure. He's super pissed. He probably didn't want to leave, but maybe not. You never know. Robert Road, not a great cornerback draft, so maybe another great move by Khan. How long is Jackson under contract? DJ was only this year. Yeah, Jackson got a couple more years. It was a $35 million in total deal, Robert. I'm going to do some more research and have it on the show in the morning. We the Goats, okay, Chicago Kingpin, Russell Wilson ain't it? Maybe not. We'll see. JD, I think the Steelers have COVID. We are never this active now. No, but people yesterday and people this morning were talking about, man, what's Omar doing? We ain't making no moves, man. We're just kind of making little moves and just going. Nope, he's starting to rip it off now. My new favorite channel. Thanks, Pittsburgh Reels. I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. Spy, this is very unusual, but I'm kind of excited for some change. Exactly, man. Change is good, guys. Sometimes it's scary, sometimes it sucks, and it's tough to get into it. But, man, change is really good. It really is. George, later, man. Later, buddy. Thanks for joining us, George. We'll see you on the next one, buddy. Atlantis, at least he's wanted on another team. He has another opportunity. I'm sure he's staying positive about it. Yeah, this guy's a rich dude, man. He's making big bucks. I'm sure he ain't too pissed. He's still making big dollars. But when you're going to a place like Carolina, that's almost like football purgatory, football hell, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to a place that you know is going to lose, is just a shitty place, man. Hey, George got some. Hey, George is a member now. I don't think you was a member before. Now you're a member, I believe. It's cool, man. I didn't know you was a member, George. Maybe you were, though, before. I don't know. You got the emojis. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you all so much for coming. We broke here with some Deontay news thanks to you guys putting it in the chat. I thought you guys were just joking, and that's what you wanted. But, man, right here live on Steel City Live. Boom. Let's, hey, Steelers Nation, let's weld. Or let's ride. Whatever you guys were putting in there. That's funny, making fun of the Wilson thing. Football hell. It is football hell down there, bro. Jackson got 3 void years on his contract, can restructure. Man, the void year shit, man. You don't want to play in that game, bro. They'll restructure him, I'm sure. See you, Nathan. Appreciate you, Nathaniel. Oh, you was gifted. Nice, George. Hey, glad somebody. You guys can gift those memberships. Yeah, they're 99 cents. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. See you, Pittsburgh Reels. Here we go, bro. Yeah, we heard. We just talked about it, Texas Ranger. Void years, JD, are years that you can push money down the road. So you're taking money down the road and pushing it down to alleviate your cap number. But the void years can come back to bite you in the ass in certain ways. I'll go over it more in the morning, but that's just kind of the gist of it. I'd have to just reread it again exactly what the void years do, but you end up being responsible for that money, and you have to actually like pay it eventually. So there's some weird shit with it, but I'll research it again tonight. And you always got good questions, JD, and I forget now that I'm drawing a blank. I know exactly what void years are, and then I can't even like think of it. Thank you, Miss Pittsburgh. Yeah, it does give you options, Robert. But when you get, yeah, I'm going to go back and reread it. I had it on another show, and I went through it one year or one time when the Ravens were having some void year issues with their contracts. The Steelers don't do that. They didn't have anybody with void years since Juju. Thank you, Sean. We'll see you tomorrow, buddy. All right, guys, I'm wrapping this up. My voice is hurting. I got to go do some shit. Kids got to go back to school after spring break tomorrow. Oh, thanks, Troy. All right. Braxton, I'm old, man. 40. Old. In my 40s. Thank you. All right, guys. I'll see y'all. And we'll chat in the morning with the regular live show. And then don't forget tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Here on Steel City Live, I'll be joined by our boy Sean. And we will be talking more football. And I guarantee you there's going to be some wide receiver news maybe. And there's going to be some more free agency news, maybe even some restructures, maybe even some money moving around, some extensions. So there will be some more exciting news. We'll talk about that more void year stuff tomorrow, JD, for sure. I have to refresh my memory, buddy. But thank you. You always pose good questions, guys. JD, you always definitely do. You always stump me sometimes. All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow. And until next time, I'm Jason. This is Mike Drop Sports and the show Steel City Live. Peace.